Hello everyone, it's your buddy Svenrei here once again, coming at you with another Hearthstone deck list. Again, basics, no packs, no dust. That's how I run these basic things. And without further ado, we're going to get right into it. We're covering the Druid today, and the Druid is a whole lot of fun. Now, I'm trying to refine my format as I go, so we're going to start off with just his hero power. We're going to discuss what the Druid himself can do. For those of you who don't know, hero power is what each hero in Hearthstone can do for a cost of 2 mana, and it doesn't cost anything in your hand or other than that. Usually it just costs 2 mana, unless you're a warlock, and then it costs 2 mana, 2 health. Without further ado though, let's get into it. The hero power is Shapeshift, so for 2 mana, the Druid will gain 1 armor and 1 attack this turn. The armor stays permanently until it's damaged. That's a really important thing to note. Now without further ado, we're going to get right into the deck list, and then when we cover this, we'll cover the changes up until level 10. Again, the rule is no packs or dust will be consumed in the making of this deck, and I've had a lot of success with the basic Druid deck. I think Druids are a lot more powerful than people give them credit for. So without further ado, we're going to have the 0 cost Innervate. Now what Innervate does is that you gain 2 mana crystals this turn only. What this allows you to do is it just gives you a free 2 mana this turn, provided you're not going over the cap of 10, and that allows you to just have that turn, you just get up to a pool of 12 mana. It's pretty nice. The trick with Innervate is if you're at 10 mana and you draw into an Innervate, use 2 mana, so Shapeshift or whatever the case is, use 2 mana, then you play Innervate and you'll get those mana crystals back for that turn. It's really nice to know. It's not just, oh hey, I have 9 or 10 mana, Innervate's useless. 1 mana Claw, oh, you play double Innervate. Double Claw, 1 drop, you give your hero, it's a double of your hero power for 1 mana. However, it takes a spot in your deck as compared to the hero power being free, just off the deck and out of your hand and all that fun stuff. Double Mark of the Wild, it's a 2 mana drop and you give a minion taunt, meaning that other minions are forced to attack them, and +2 attack, +2 health. Very, very nice buff card, very underappreciated. We're going to play double Wild Growth. Now what Wild Growth does is for 2 mana, you gain an empty mana crystal. Now, I know some people may think, okay, if you're beginning the game when I thought this, maybe I'm just especially, I didn't understand what was going on. I thought, why would you pay 2 mana to gain an empty mana crystal? It seems really weird. Now, what that does is the mana crystal stays. So with the investment of 2 mana at the current turn, you'll gain an empty mana crystal so that by next turn you'll have 2 more mana than that turn to use. And that mana crystal stays. It's used to actually speed up your game. It's really nice. We played 2 of it. You guys know me, double Acidic Swamp Ooze, the 2/3/2 Battle Cry, destroy your opponent's weapon. That card is absolutely fantastic. It's just, I cannot state how much I love this card. Double Bloodfed Raptor for an extra beat stick, the 2/3/2 with no effect. 1 River Crocolisk, which is a 2/2/3, a bit more of a wall than Bloodfen, but he's a very ideal target for Mark of the Wild because he'll go to a 4/5 with taunt. Really nice card. Razorfen Hunter, 2 Razorfen Hunters. 3/2/3. Now you may be thinking, okay, so River Crocolisk has 1 less mana for the same stats. Razorfen Hunter also summons a 1/1 boar. Now while the boar is very squishy and doesn't have a lot of attack, it's a free unit on the field. Double Shattered Sun Cleric, a 3/3/2, which again, as you notice, it's 1 more mana than the Bloodfen Raptor, but when you put it on the field, it gives a friendly minion +1/+1, so it helps with the buffing. Double Chillwind Yeti, the 4/4/5, very, very efficient, very nice basic card. Double Gnomish Inventor, a 4/2/4 with the battle cry of drawing a card. In a game that is so focused on advantage and so focused on making sure that you're able to keep yourself above your opponent, drawing a card is a very nice effect, and it justifies the relatively lacking stats of Gnomish Inventor. Double Sungeon Shieldmaster, a 4/3/5 with taunt. He's a very, very great card for basics. Very rarely, I think, I would be playing a basic deck without double Sungeon Shieldmaster. Now, we go to our 5 drops with 1 Darkscale Healer, a 5/4/5 that restores 2 health to all friendly characters. This includes your minion and your hero. Darkscale Hunter, when played right, is an absolutely amazing card. Now we have another 5 drop, which are 2 Frostwolf Warlords. Frostwolf Warlord is a 5/4/4, so statistically on its own, not very great. But he gains 1/1 for each other friendly minion on the battlefield. So when he comes out and you have 3 other minions, he goes to a 5, he's a 5 cost for a 7/7. And that bonus stays, so even if other minions die, he will keep his bonuses. And if you were to play him first, he'd be a 5/4/4, and then if you play other things, it doesn't give him a bonus. Double Boulder Fist Ogre, which is the same kind of argument for the Chillwind Yeti, he's just a bigger version of it. And double Stormwind Champion. I'm a very big advocate of Stormwind Champion in basic decks. He's a 7/6/6 with a continuous all other minions have a +1/+1 on your side of the field. Very nice card. Now, with basic cards, when you level a class to 10, you'll get various other cards. I think you get a total of 10 other cards, which are 2 of various other cards. You get 2 copies of the same cards. So at level 2, you're going to get what's called Starfire. It's this magical card. I have a few different cards for Druid, which are not basic. So you have Starfire, which is deal 5 damage, draw a card for 6 mana. That is very, very worthwhile. Now you might be asking, what do we drop for these Starfires? You're going to drop the Warlords. Druids don't quite focus on spamming, so Warlords are nice in the beginning when it's kind of an even playing field, but Starfire will end up being far more worth it, and Starfire is a bigger drop too, so we don't want to take out some of our lower stuff. Now, from level 2 to level 8, you don't really get anything that's going to outdo the chemistry that this basic deck has. But at level 8, you're going to get, in my opinion, I mean, it's my favorite Druid card in the entire game, Swipe. Swipe deals 4 damage to 1 enemy, and then 1 to all other enemies, including the hero. Swipe is a fantastic card. I sing its praises all the time. You're going to drop your Razorfen Hunters for that, because Razorfen is focused on board control because you could take out a 1 health thing with the boar. However, this does 1 damage to all other enemies and then 4 to something for the cost of 4 mana. Really good for clearing very certain decks. They can clear out their entire field. Now, at level 10, you're going to get one of the biggest cards in the game, Ironbark Protector, the Druid-only 8/8/8 taunt. He is fantastic, and he is an amazing card for your deck. Now, we're going to drop some of our lower drops because we already have some lower drops. We're dropping 1 Shattered Sun Cleric and the Crocolisk. Now, the reason we're dropping a Sun Cleric here is because we already are losing out on some of our earlier drops, so she'll have less things to buff in the early game. So we're going to add the Ironbark Protector, and there you go. There's your basic deck with no packs, no dust. This will carry you through level 10 and enough to get a few packs. Maybe you'll find yourself liking Druid. They have access to some pretty neat stuff. So this has been Sven. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.